Hi, welcome to Mindset TV, brought to you by Mindset Mastermind. I'm your host, Luc Despres. I want to present to you some information here that I think is very, very crucial and needed in this time, and actually throughout history. And it's the reality of fear and how it affects our lives. And you know, one thing I've learned is that fear only exists because you've created it. Okay, fear is actually part of our imagination. It's stories that we make up in our minds that become real to us because we repeat it so many times that it becomes reality. And what I want to reveal on this episode of Mindset TV is that fear is only as real as the creator, okay? And the creator of that fear is you. I'll give you an example. One person may say, I would never jump out of a plane. You know, it scares me, it makes me very uncomfortable, very nervous. I would never do that. But then you get someone else who says, you know what, I love jumping out of planes. I do it because it's fun and it's actually relaxing. So what was the difference there, right? One was, it caused anxiety and fear, and one, it was fun and relaxing. And so the reason for that is because fear doesn't actually exist. If it did, then it would affect everyone equally. But because it doesn't exist, it only exists according to the person who believes it, it doesn't affect everyone, right? So if one person can say, you know, I jump out of a plane because it's fun, it's relaxing, and another one says it's scary and makes me anxious, then the reality of it all is that the fears that are holding you back right now, right? Those things that are holding you back, you say, you know, I can't do that. If I do this, this may happen. What if? All these things are holding you back, but they're not real. They're a figment of your imagination. These are stories we've made up for ourselves, possibly because at the time we weren't ready to act on it. And maybe right now you don't feel like you're ready to act on it. And that's why these stories are made up in your mind. Is because you don't fear the actual fear itself. What you fear is actually taking action, is actually making things happen. And so my invitation to you is to let go of that fear. Let go of that fear because it doesn't even exist. Okay? Here's what I know. 99% of what we worry about never actually happens, right? Mark Twain said it best. He said, I've had a really hard life, some of which actually happened, right? Most of it was in his mind. Right? Don't we torture ourselves with these thoughts, these limiting beliefs, these fears that hold us back, that don't really exist, that aren't really there? What I encourage you to do is to really look deep within those fears and think, first off, are these fears actually logical? Could this really happen? And if so, what's the worst that can happen, right? I think you'll find it very, very amusing because the worst that can happen is usually not as bad as you think. I know that I've had some fears, or I've made some fears for myself in my mind, where after I acted upon it, it was a lot different than I imagined, right? It was a lot easier. Nothing like I expected happened. It was actually a very positive experience. And so I think it's like that for most of our fears. Those things that we make up in our minds, is that if we were to act in spite of fear, which is courage, by the way, if we act in spite of fear, we'll be pleasantly surprised as to what the results are. And it's usually a pretty positive experience, very uplifting, very edifying, something that's going to really bring you forward in your life. The biggest thing is just let go, okay? Look at these fears for what they really are, a figment of your imagination. They don't exist, they're no longer there. And that is very liberating. Just the thought of, you know what, these fears, these anxieties that I have, they're not actually there. I've created those things. And so if you've created them, could you not destroy them? Could you not get rid of them? Of course you can. You have the power within you. I believe in you. I know you can do this. And so that's this week's episode of Mindset TV. I'm really excited with the direction that we're taking with Mindset Mastermind. Really excited to have every one of you here. You guys are all very special to me. I value every relationship I have with you, and I really hope that I've been able to connect with you in some way. And if not, please reach out to me, connect with me so that we can get to know each other a bit, and then I can kind of introduce you to people in the group, people that I think you could really relate to. So again, this is Mindset TV, brought to you by Mindset Mastermind. My name is Luc Despres, and stay tuned for next week's Mindset TV, as well as attend our live weekly breakthrough call every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure to register for this week's call. It's going to be a good one. So take care. We'll see you next week.